The first thing the woman did after time traveling was to take out a modern face mask and apply it to an ugly-looking princess's face. Then she took out a small knife and performed cosmetic surgery on the princess directly. 1 month later, when the gauze was removed, the princess's appearance stunned everyone. It turned out the woman was a modern plastic surgeon who had died suddenly from long-term high-intensity work. When she woke up, she found herself as a marriage alliance princess, locked inside an iron cage. Even worse, the emperor before her was a notorious tyrant who would take lives at the slightest displeasure. Seeing the emperor approaching her with a raised sword, she hurriedly picked up an arrow and began playing. Sure enough, the emperor found this woman quite special. Not only did he spare her life, he also made her a noble consort. She thought her living quarters would be magnificent, but when she opened the door, everything was covered in dust. Even the furniture was covered with spider webs. Her monthly stipend was pitifully small. The woman thought coming to ancient times would free her from modern corporate slavery, but she wasn't favored by the emperor, and life was this harsh. Since facts couldn't be changed, she had to clean everything herself, spending an entire day making the shabby room look brand new. Then she had her maid prepare a basin of green mud. After carefully mixing it, the green mud started smoking heavily. Just then a eunuch suddenly brought news that the emperor wanted her to serve him tonight, but the woman didn't want to serve him at all. So looking at the green mud beside her, she suddenly had an idea. That night when the emperor came to her chambers, she thought he would be scared by her green face mask, but the emperor calmly peeled off the mask. It turned out the Empress Dowager kept hoping for a grandson. The emperor was forced to choose her, and asked her to cooperate in putting on an act. The nanny outside, hearing the commotion, went back relieved to report. Although the woman didn't actually serve him, the news reached the empress's ears. Since the emperor hadn't visited her for 2 months, the empress wanted to teach this consort competing for favor a lesson. Soon the empress heard from a maid that the woman was mixing green mud in the courtyard every day. Supposedly this stuff could make people beautiful. The empress immediately thought of the bad-tempered eldest princess. Because the eldest princess had a birthmark on her face, she was recognized as the ugly woman of the palace. Not young anymore, but still couldn't get married. So the empress went specifically to the Empress Dowager's palace. The eldest princess happened to be there too. The empress deliberately brought up the beauty topic. The maid, hinted by the empress, said even an ugly woman like the eldest princess could become beautiful. These words instantly enraged the eldest princess. She hated people discussing her appearance the most, and went angrily to settle accounts with the woman. The princess originally wanted to slap her to vent her anger, but the woman promised she could make her beautiful. Then the woman lifted the princess's veil, applied a face mask on her, heated the surgical knife, had people hold the princess down, and performed surgery directly on her face. 1 month later, when the gauze was removed, the princess's beauty shocked everyone. Now she could choose a prince consort at the Empress Dowager's birthday banquet. So the princess immediately treated the woman as a good sister, promising to fulfill any of her requests. But the woman suggested she keep wearing the veil and unveil it on the day of the banquet, guaranteeing she would amaze everyone. Soon it was the day of the Empress Dowager's birthday banquet. After everyone offered their blessings, the empress suggested the eldest princess perform for entertainment, actually wanting to humiliate her publicly, then pushed the blame onto the woman. At this moment, the woman appeared with her dance troupe, performing